YouTube. This is live ASMR and hypnotherapy. We provide live ASMR services and hypnotherapy in the GTA, Ontario. And this is actually going to be my first ever YouTube video. And I thought I would start by just talking about some fragrances in the hopes that people can understand a little bit more about the voice that you'll be getting if you were to come in for one of our services. So this is not my extensive fragrance collection, but it's some of them, and I tried to use and include some that were a bit different from one another in terms of their smell and their appearance and everything like that. So I want to just start with this one. This is the Calvin Klein Eau de Perfume in Everyone. I got this one actually quite recently. So I have a thing, funny enough, where every time I travel internationally, I get a new fragrance because I will spray myself with that fragrance while I'm there, and then it always reminds me of that place, and it's something I actually really enjoy doing. So this one is my newest purchase for my most recent trip, which was to Prague and Vienna, which was absolutely amazing. Prague has such a beautiful history. It actually has the most castles per capita of every European city. And I saw some that were, from the year 1200, which was absolutely phenomenal, and it's extremely affordable. And then Vienna was very different from Prague. It was actually a lot busier, a lot more bustling, a lot more stuff to do and high-end shopping, and whereas Prague was much more low-key. And I liked them a lot in very different ways. So back to this fragrance. I believe this is their newest fragrance. I quite like the packaging. I really like this band. And I find that I am driven towards unisex fragrances much more than I am really sweet female fragrances. I just find I just don't like them for me personally. I tend to like notes of wood and maybe a bit more on the masculine side actually for my own fragrance that I wear myself. I'm not sure why. Sometimes I find the sweet ones just too overpowering and sweet. So this is described as clean green citrus. CK Everyone is a genderless scent for today that celebrates the infinite freedom of self-expression. Vegan with organic orange oil and housed in a recyclable glass bottle. And when I was picking this out at the airport in the duty free, which is where I always get my fragrances before a trip, I told the man that I was looking for something that was more unisex, and this is one that he pulled out very understandably. because that's actually how it's advertised. So in smelling it now, it's, yeah, I guess citrusy a little bit, but not too overpoweringly so. There's just this beautiful blend of feminine and masculine with this that I really enjoy. My main critique, however, is that because it's an eau de parfum, it does not last very long at all. So when I was in Prague with my partner, I was constantly having to reapply, and it would fade very quickly. One tip I've heard with that is to put some Vaseline on your wrist or wherever you apply your perfume first, and then it apparently lasts a little longer. So because it doesn't last very long, I'm not quite certain if I would buy it again. But I really do like the scent. Okay. The next one is this one by Dior. This is the Miss Dior Eau de Parfum as well. I love the packaging on this one. I just think it's so pretty. And this little top with the beautiful gold bow makes it very, very feminine. I decided to show you this one second because it's a lot more feminine and girly than the first one, but I really, really, really like it. So this is described as having notes of rose with honey and peppery notes that reign over the extremely creamy velvety heart. It's embroidered with fresh lily of the valley, peony, and powdery notes of iris, and the base has woody, earthy, and vanilla aromas. I'm just gonna smell it. Oh, I love the smell of this one, and I find I get compliments on this one a lot. When I'm reading that description, I understand why I like it, because I love lily of the valley and honey, and that's definitely what I would say I can smell the most, but it's not too overpowering. I got this one when I went to Greece, and so every time I smell it, I think of Greece. I went to Mykonos, and Athens as well. Athens, I would not recommend. It just was not for me. But I loved Santorini a lot. It was absolutely stunning. When I got this, it actually came with a little side travel perfume container, which was brilliant. I should have brought that out for the video. And you could fill it up with this when it ran out, so you could put it in a little purse. And I thought that was really smart. This is the only Dior perfume I own, but my partner has the cologne, it. I believe it's called Sauvage. Oops, sorry about that. There we go. This one, even though it's an eau de parfum, lasts a very long time, which I really appreciate. Lasts the whole day or night. I really love this one. It might be one of my favorites, but depends on the day, if I'm honest. I wear a different fragrance kind of every day by mood. Some days I forget, but yeah, I really like this one. It's really, really beautiful. And I've had this bottle for many years, and it's hard to show you on this angle, but it's still about 3/4 of the way full, so it lasts a very long time. To be fair, I don't wear this one every day, but yeah, I really, really recommend this. I would definitely buy again. So the next one I have is not associated with a trip, actually. I just bought this because I love the smell of it. This is a very, I don't know if I would call it masculine in the sense that it smells like a cologne, like a male cologne. That's not it, but the notes are associated with, when I smell this, I think of somebody, let me see, sitting down with a cigar in an old library by an old fireplace, kind of a vibe, in a really cool, like, Great Gatsby looking bar. That's the image that goes perfectly with this smell. And somebody in like a really cool pinstripe suit who's just very effortlessly cool. That is not why I bought it, but that's just the image that comes to mind. And even though it's for men, I wear this myself because I don't find that you would smell it and be like, oh, you smell like a man. You would just think you smell like deliciousness. So this is the Bourbon Vanilla by Maestro. I'd actually never heard of this company ever before. I was just walking around and I saw this little shop and I smelled it and was like, oh my god. And even my mom, who was with me, said that smells like something you would like. So this one is described as having vanilla, cumin, orange blossom with notes of almond and cedarwood, musk, patchouli, and sandalwood. I like anything with wood notes. And you can definitely smell the vanilla, but it's like a musky vanilla. It's absolutely amazing. I don't really think I've smelled anything like this before, which is exactly why I bought it. Nice glass bottle with a nice wooden top. I didn't realize my hands were this dry until I was filming this video, even though I put on some oil before. But it is winter, so c'est la vie. This lasts very long on the skin, and I like it just because it's so different. And like I said, I would say it's more of a unisex fragrance in my opinion. think anyone can wear this by far. And I guess I'll say that even though I like the more unisex ones, I don't tend to buy like straight up men's cologne. This is one of the men's colognes I own, but again, I would consider it unisex. So I think that's a really good option. I always like finding things from small little stores, whether it's a fragrance or a product, because I just like supporting a small business and also, having items that are popular that not every single person wears, so that your smell is a bit more unique. So I would say the Miss Dior one is probably the most popular one that I've showed you as of yet. So this next fragrance is now, I would say, probably the most popular of the ones that I've showed you so far. It is the Fenty fragrance, and it's just a sample that I got with a recent Sephora order. And it is unlike any fragrance I've ever smelled, actually. It says the key notes are magnolia, musk, and Bulgarian rose, and it's described as a warm floral. The full description is: magnolia and musk unite with tangerine, Bulgarian rose, vanilla, blueberry, hints of coconut, geranium, and patchouli to create a blend that expresses itself uniquely on each wearer. This is a smell where I like it in the bottle, but really don't like how it wears on my skin. And this brings me to a point about how it is so important to try fragrances first, and ideally get a sample like this before buying, because every single fragrance truly smells different on every person, and also will interact with your skin chemistry very differently. And what I mean is that it will smell very different on your skin than in the bottle most of the time. Sephora used to give teeny samples like this for all of their fragrances, and they since have stopped. But what I'll do is put it on my skin, just a spray in the store on my wrist, and I will leave it for about at least an hour while I'm doing other shopping, and I'll just smell it throughout, because there have been countless times where a fragrance has sat on my skin and I have not liked it, like this one, unfortunately. And you really want to do this because some fragrances I feel like all fragrances actually are very expensive. And they're quite an investment. Like this one I think is $185 Canadian in the full size. And if you go to some super high-end places like Louis Vuitton, their perfumes can be over $500 if I'm not mistaken. And so you really obviously want to make sure that it smells good on you. And what's funny is that I recently got a Louis Vuitton sample. I got a few. And there was one in particular that I really wasn't crazy about the scent in the bottle. And so I wouldn't have even thought to have tried it. And it's actually what I'm wearing today. And on my skin it smells very good. So it's just very funny. You never know really how these things are gonna react. But I know this one is very popular. Now, as I mentioned, I'm kind of the type of person where if something is popular, I'm less likely to buy it. Because I like to find something unique. But that is totally a personal quirk. The last one I'm going to show you today, I think is a great option if you're looking for something with some vanilla notes and something feminine but not too floral and sweet. Escada is a beautiful high-end clothing company that actually not many people I find are aware of. A lot of celebrities have worn Escada on the red carpet. Most notably, the one that I can think of was many, many years ago, maybe even decades, when Halle Berry wore a beautiful Escada couture gown at the James Bond premiere, which was really stunning. I love the packaging on this. I think it is so beautiful. This is very old. I've had this, you can see some signs of aging, but the scent itself is still absolutely perfect. So this one is one of my older ones. It's described as having top notes of citruses, mandarin orange, and clementine. Middle notes of peony, orchid, and honeysuckle, and green notes, which I think might mean citrusy notes, I'm not quite sure. And base notes of coffee, dark chocolate, and a sweet note of custard. And if I smell this, it feels very accurate. I kind of get some vanilla in here, even though it wasn't mentioned, but that's sort of what I smell, I suppose. But maybe that's more of the honeysuckle plus dark chocolate kind of a vibe. The name of this really fits for me, the Desire Me, because when I think of an image to go with the scent, it's a woman in a black dress sitting at the back of a bar, just sort of watching life go by in a very relaxed way. And it's sort of like that, not muskier note, but like deeper vanilla note kind of a vibe that just really draws you in and smells just really beautiful, but in this, like, I don't know, like denser, heavier way. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Probably not. And I swear I haven't smoked any weed before I filmed this. I'm just trying to give you the vibe. Yeah. But it's somebody who's kind of like has a very seductive quality to it. This perfume. And it also lasts beautifully. And I find this one, as well as the Dior one, stay quite true to the bottle scent and the scent on my skin, whereas other ones seem to change quite a bit. I'm not quite sure why that would be, but I actually really enjoy Escada fragrances. I've liked so many of them over the years. When I was in Vienna, there was this beautiful gown at the Escada store there. It was this gorgeous 2-story store. And I really had wanted to try it on and maybe consider investing in it. And I decided not to, because I was like, on what occasion will I ever be able to wear such a work of art? But sometimes I think I should have got it just for fun and just to wear it. But my partner joked that even at a wedding you would probably upscale the bride unintentionally because it was just such a beautiful garment. And I think that those couture items are just really works of art. I think they're so stunning. Anyway, it was a really cool dress. Like I said, this one's a bit old, so I apologize. So just to review, we have this Escada one, which is a good one if you like a more feminine scent, but don't like things that are too sweet or floral. We have the Mistior, which is a nice feminine one that is a little bit more on the floral side. It's nice and bright. It's a beautiful scent for women. Or men if you want to wear it. I couldn't care less who wears what. Here I am saying I wear men's cologne anyway. And this Calvin Klein Everyone is a fantastic unisex, but does not last, unfortunately. And then we have this really cool fragrance that's very musky and bourbony and rich, which is so stunning that I also would consider unisex. And then the Fenty, which is definitely on the feminine side and not one that agrees with my skin, but might agree with yours. If I had to choose just one from this list, it would be this one. I know they're all so different, but this is just so good for every occasion, whether it's going to a brunch or to work or out on the town. I just think it smells so beautiful. And it lasts a long time on your skin, and also the bottle will last you such a long time. hope that you've enjoyed my first ever ASMR video. Thank you for watching, and if you're interested in booking a live session, please feel free to check out our website.